found at the swamp with Krishna. Krishna, you can't find Krishna no place else but where the lotus is. Where do the lotuses grow? In the swamp, foul water. Don't drink that water, but a lotus lives there. You see? Why? Because carbon is an intelligence that is on another vector of intelligence. Let me tell you something. You are not that human body that you occupy. Your four sensory perceptions are the Bible's Yahweh. Each letter in Yahweh's name encompasses your four sensory perceptions. You don't have five senses. Eye, ear, nose, and throat. When you was a baby, if you get an infection in any of those areas, it shuts everything down, correct? All of that encompasses what God is, and that's what makes the two-dimensional world become a three-dimensional reality when you close your eyes. You ever been able to walk through your house when it's totally dark? Because the memory, the experiences, the smells, the feelings, you understand how to navigate because two-dimension has created a third-dimensional construct. Why is Yahweh's name equivalent to the number 26? Because 26 does what no other number does in the entire universe. It exists between 27 and 25. Ain't that deep? Symbol literacy. Let's go back to mathematics. Our brothers and sisters on the continent were the most intelligent people in the world. The Ashango bone. It comes from where? Zimbabwe, where they had decimals and all that. They had a profound understanding of mathematics. 25 and 27 are cube and square numbers. So this is a number that exists. No other number exists between a square number and a cube number. Nowhere. So what does that mean, that square and cube? What's the difference between a square and a cube? Two-dimension, cube, three-dimension. I make a square, okay, so what? Square. I make two squares, put all of the little lines there, it's three-dimensional. Yahweh is your four sensory perceptions. You go to doggone cosmology, they tell you that the world exists on 4 different planes. This concept arrived directly into the Bible in the form of a symbol that has something to do in the book of Daniel. Daniel, the king in the book of Daniel's name is what? They use the name in the Matrix, Nebuchadnezzar. Nebu, meaning dream. Okay? Now, in the book of Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar asked for, in his company, he said, I need the children from Cush to come teach my kids the Medu. It's right there in the Hebrew. We don't challenge Hebrew. We walking around with English thinking we cute. And like we know everything. These are new sounds. Now, English dictates how you think. You see? Now, I really love Los Angeles because of the large population of Spanish speakers. I'm going to tell you why. How you speak distinguishes your role in society. Language is what separates the whole world from us. And you can gauge the sentiments of a people based off their language. Oriental Asian people, there's more old Asian people in LA than I ever seen in my life. Right? You ever seen them old Asian ladies They all got the new teeth. They got the little Versace's on. She might got a little Michael Kors watch. She's 90. She on the bus moving mad fast. You heard? Like this. Not worried about you. You heard? She not stressed. You heard? You usually see two older sisters, they be together. Like this. Chilling. You see them on Wilshire on that line on the bus. Because their culture, they have a culture they have a language that's non-offensive. It's not a bunch of offensive under clauses to the language. When we speak, what do you mean by that? What are you talking about? We start looking at each other like this. What do you mean by that? Start talking about people later. Like, what do you mean by that? Why he said that to you like that? He know better. He's supposed to know better to talk like that. Now, the romantic languages, like Latin. Now, did you know that no literature ever came out of Spain until the Moors got there? So what is it that the Moors did? The first romantic novel came from African-occupied Spain. So this African mind, which always is trying to describe the phenomenon of things mixed eloquence with mathematics, with the high-end knowledge of mathematics to create romantic languages. This is why the same word for the number 10 is the same word for God in Spanish. They made 10 synonymous with God, Dios. It's the same thing. So in English, there's so many stuff missing. You see? So there's a consistency in these romantic languages. Now this is why I do what I do, because I am one of those people who I believe that we are all one humanity. We are all one humanity, whether or not you want to accept it or not. And the one thing that connects us all is acknowledging other people's culture and respecting them. And the reason why we're not honored and respected is because we don't have a cohesive, collective culture that everybody knows about. The culture that we do have, everybody loves it because they think that we about soul food. They think we just rappers. They think we just spin on our head. They think, that's what it is. And I'm gonna tell you something. Everybody takes a piece of our culture and runs with it and becomes successful with it because they have a culture of their own. You see? That they don't neglect. You see? Now, we have a culture, but our culture we only knew encompasses everybody else's.
Yeah.
So through symbol literacy, I found a through line to connect all stories. You can ask me about all different types of cultures, and I'll tell you where the through line is at, where we all connect. We all family. Through language. And through the human sentiment to want to be accepted and loved. You understand? So the reason why I use the word inception, I'm going to close up on this to entertain some questions and answers. Probably Brother Siddiqui, some people want to ask Brother Siddiqui some questions. Let me tell you something. The beauty of our next moment is determined from us skillfully using these moments that we call nows. The obstacle that stops us from progressing is our attachment to the past and our fear of the future. You are afraid of what has yet to come, and you have an emotional connection of pain, upset, distress from past experiences. And once you acknowledge that and come into the fulcrum of loving oneself, then your circle of individuality becomes the circle of people who share the same meaning. Disconnecting yourself from negative experiences also means disconnecting yourself from certain people in your life. And the one thing two things stop people from doing that. Finances, make it where you can't shake a leg and get away from me, right? Finances, and the other thing, which is called fear of what people gonna think about you. Do you understand? And one of my greatest lessons ever was to say, I remember old timer told me that. He said, Negroes spend money they ain't got on stuff they don't need to impress people they don't care nothing about them. And it's so true. And what we have to adjust our reality is through adjusting the definitions to the words that we presently have. So pursue a second language, but first pursue a new standard of definitions. And notice that the children are making themselves kings. Nobody's telling them. Look at their music. They sound as ratchet as ever, but they wearing crowns. They're sitting on thrones. They're calling themselves kings. They're wearing the ancestors. The ancestors is in control. You understand?